I want to hear about yours, Heather. Let's talk soon.
All right. Over the weekend, the President of the United States, as you know, flew to Afghanistan just a little before the Memorial Day holiday. And there he is right there at Bagram Air Force Base. And it was great. And then Brad Paisley was in attendance as well. What's interesting is the pooler for the event, Scott Wilson from the Washington Post, as is the case, they will put out a list of who the president had a briefing with. And on the list that he got from the White House was the name of the #1 spy in Afghanistan, the CIA chief of staff. The White House gave it to him. He put it out. And then he realized, wait a minute, I just put out a spy's name. Told the White House, they said, don't worry about it. They got back to him later and said, take it off.
Right, and so that identification, along with one other, was then omitted in the second round of release here. But it was actually sent out with a distribution list of over 6,000 recipients. So this is something that, you know, when you think about the safety of those that step in and work for government and get in there, particularly here as it relates to intelligence, this was a big misstep.
Yeah, so they identify a CIA agent, and Scooter Libby cannot be blamed or imprisoned because of that, so should not cause a problem there. So you have to wonder, too, number one, when the head of Afghanistan, Hamid Karzai, refuses to meet with the president, you got to wonder about any type of secrets being kept, like the chief of station and the CIA director. Then you notice, too, in Pakistan, they just assassinated one of our doctors who went there just to help out heart patients.
In front of his wife and
in
child.
front of his wife and kids. And Pakistan is as big as those in Pakistan, where the Pakistani Taliban are, as a bigger threat to the U.S. forces and the CIA chief of station than anybody else. You got to wonder how long they could actually keep him in country because of the incompetence of putting his name to a pool reporter on a list.
Well, okay, so you just mentioned Scooter Libby. He was all part of that Valerie Plame thing. Valerie Plame has tweeted out. She writes simply, astonishing. White House mistakenly identifies CIA chief in Afghanistan. Keep in mind, you know, people are talking about, well, remember what happened during the Bush years with Valerie Plame. President Barack Obama at the time wanted to know, called an investigation, you know, were any laws broken and stuff like that. Keep in mind the big difference. Valerie Plame had a desk job in suburban Washington, D.C. at the CIA. This guy is actually over there. So for them to put out a list, and I've got the memo on my iPhone right now, there's his name, plain as day, with chief of staff right after it. Doesn't anybody at the White House know what they're doing right now? It looks like either they're not paying attention to details, or they simply don't care.
Right, good point there. Right, because this is incompetence, one would say, or it could just be, you know, apathy. Do they not care about the safety of those intelligence officers here? In the past, one had to be actually called back for safety after a name had been released. This is not common. This is something that is extraordinarily out of bounds when it comes to those who really take their lives and put them at risk, assuming that their identity will not be revealed.
Where are the grown-ups? Meanwhile, 8 minutes after the top of the hour on this Tuesday, it was a tough Memorial Day yesterday for the Commander-in-Chief. The president praising veterans who are not very happy with him right now as the VA scandal continues to grow. Steve Centani is following that from Washington, D.C. Good morning to you, Stephen.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, everybody.